Greetings and salutations, DMs, GMs, referees, judges, game operations directors, and all other varieties of storytellers. This is your DM, Scott, and
your DM, Bill, and
I am Lou.
And it's time for another not-so-quick DM Quick Tip.
How's it going tonight, guys?
Once again,
Doing well.
I have black armband on,
yes,
black candles lit,
grim stuff.
the altar set up, the sacrificial dagger.
Undeath?
Undeath, baby.
It's like a Black Sabbath album. Dragon Undeath.
Played in
It
the
could be.
background.
Could be. It could be.
I like undead dragons just because they invoke so much more fear than your regular dragon.
Yeah, as if a dragon isn't a potent enough enemy, we're going to take it to the next level and we're going to undeathify it.
That's a little scary.
That is. I dig it.
I like it.
I want one as a pet.
You would.
Well, I am a lich.
It would be like the what was it, the T-Rex skeleton hanging in the foyer of Jurassic
The
Park.
museum,
Yeah, there.
Despite their incredible lifespans, some dragons pursue undeath to extend their existence, as if a couple thousand years isn't long enough.
That's just greedy.
It is.
Just a little bit.
Others stumble into undeath unwillingly or unwittingly. Either way, the undead dragon is a force to be reckoned with. Dracoliches are created by the cultists or necromancers who either persuade or trick a dragon into undergoing a foul ritual. In the world of the Forgotten Realms, this ritual originated with the cult of the dragon. Those teachings, based on the mistranslated fragment of an ancient prophecy, maintain that dead dragons will rule the entire world. The cult thus creates Dracoliches as a step toward achieving that particular vision of future paradise. Similar rites exist on other worlds, whether spread by cultists from Faerun, invented independently, or discovered by dragons who have Dracoliches echoes in Faerun. So, yeah, there's like a club that you can join.
Just a bad idea, though. How bad do you suppose an undead dragon smells? I can't imagine that like a live dragon smells great.
Well, most of the undead dragons have been around for a while, so there's not a lot there to smell. There's just bones,
just the bones
and then the
and
magical presence that holds it all
ragged
together. Yeah.
hide and the whatnot. And Chapter 6 does go into details on the types of undead, and we may or may not talk about that. I don't know.
Someday, maybe.
It depends on how grim we're feeling.
Well, how grim you're feeling. I'm always feeling grim.
Yes. Again, speaking to the being that is a dragon, whatever form an undead dragon takes, the creature's transformation ripples throughout the prime material plane. Every dragon has echoes on other worlds, and when one dragon violates the natural cycle of life and death, that dragon's echoes are often affected. Particularly in the case of Dracoliches. A Dracolich's echoes suffer a wasting affliction that spreads out from the Dracolich like a contagion. Afflicted dragons grow increasingly violent and cruel, and the physical deterioration they experience from aging accelerates. This wasting can even drive an affected dragon to seek out undeath. That's pretty interesting, I think, because it's almost like there are a finite amount of dragons in like the multiverse of D&D. So every dragon has like an echo or a shadow of itself on another D&D world.
Yeah, another presence. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you would see it as an echo or a shadow. They would see you as their echo or shadow.
And then we get a D6 undead dragon adventure hook chart, which again is pretty small. I mean, it's great, as Lou often points out, for a brand new DM. There are tons and tons of possibilities for undead dragon adventure hooks.
Yeah, there's a few in here. That they're okay. Dracolich, gem dragons. Yeah, they kind of go over a little bit of everybody in here.
I like number 2 especially. I think that opens it up for a really cool adventure where you can explore other D&D campaign settings. How would you do this, you may ask? I've often said this before, that you can always use published material from previous editions.
Yes.
The information is still good. I very often use 2.5 stuff in my campaigns. And since we only have really Faerun and now Eberron to some extent in 5e, you would really have to dip into those other worlds to or those other editions to kind of pick up on those other worlds. But number 2 for me sounds like it would be really, really fun.
Well, and it just plays on what we were just talking about, how one dragon sees all its echoes on the other planes as just that echoes, but they see you as their echo. And it goes into the book about how dragons deal with their other echoes, both good and bad. But that's a good way to go into it. It's like it says right there that, there's one suffering from the wasting disease, and it wants you to go find that Dracolich and kill it because it's not only harming it, but it's harming all its other echoes out there as well.
Right. I like number 3 myself.
I looked at that and went,
It has potential.
They all have potential.
Yeah, but I think number 2 would be fantastic.
Oh, it would be.
That where would you end up? You would end up with a good reason to be endowed with a gift from the dragon,
right?
As well as pick up like a draconic feat or something. There would be it'd be very easily explained. And just because I really like Spelljammer, I think it's an awesome opportunity to get a group of adventurers in a small Spelljammer ship and just travel.
Luke, can you pass me a marker? I'm going to cross out number 5 out of my book.
Okay, here you go.
Thank you. There we go. Okay, I don't have to deal with that.
A gem dragon from another world is searching for a dragon's echo, which has become a draconic shard.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I like that one.
That is pretty neat.
I'm going to get you a new book. How's that?
Yeah.
No, this one's fine.
No, that one's it's damaged.
I already noticed there's entire sections that we'll be just cutting right out anyways. Just entire pages.
It'll be like 46 pages by the time he's done cutting all the psionic stuff out.
I do like number 3. A pirate crew under the command of a ghost dragon fights to recover the dead dragon's scattered horde.
It smacks of like Pirates of the Caribbean. Yep. I think you could have a lot of fun with that, really, to be honest with you.
Especially if you want to do an aquatic campaign.
Yeah, and I've always wanted to do an aquatic campaign. Always, always, always. The only reason I haven't is because I've been thinking about what type of terrain and how I would go about building it. But I already have a bunch of notes and a bunch of sketches in my sketchbook.
If it's aquatic, I can help you. Water.
The creative genius of Louis Aponte, everybody.
Well, instead of laying out a table, you just put a kiddie pool out there. Just lay some terrain, make sure you weight it down so it doesn't float. Pick up some plants from the pet store for your fish tank.
And Louis will be in it in a size medium Speedo, splashing around, ruining everybody's good time.
Yeah, all you do is put a couple figurines in there with swords in the air, and he'll be right out of that water.
Look like a giant hairy baby. And
what's Lou doing in the kiddie pool? Well, that's our dragon turtle.
Yeah,
and we're moving on.
There's not much to move on to.
There isn't, but there's some decent fodder in these 6 adventure hooks.
Yep.
And of course, you're not limited to these 6.
Oh, by no means.
Oh, no.
This is just to get the creative juices going.
Yeah. Definitely.
We strongly urge you to get up to about 30.
30's the magic number.
It is.
And that's Dragons and Undeath. We'll see you next time in the dojo.